4-7, Tiffany. The track is called J'adore. Welcome to the hype for a Thursday, and this is my favorite day of the week. It's my favorite day of the week because from 8 until 9 every single Thursday morning, we get to do Finding the Hype. We get thousands of emails, we listen to hundreds of songs every single week. There is a backlog for days, tons of different artists, literally some people who've just never written music before producing stuff in their rooms, right across to people who've been slaving for years to try to get into the industry. All people who deserve that push because they're creating the sorts of sounds that we think deserve to be heard by the wider South African public. And then on Thursday mornings, we get to pick 2 artists, put some of them on TV, put all of them on the radio. And this morning, straight out of George, Chizzy, welcome to the show.
What's up, what's up? Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for missioning through. Brad, did you come through this morning? Did you come through last night? George is far.
I came through yesterday evening. I got you about, like 11 o'clock last night.
And did you crash?
Nah, I actually went straight through to Long Street.
Have you been to Cape Town before?
Yeah, I used to study here back in 2011, actually.
Okay, so you know how Long Street's beat works.
Yeah, fairly.
Was there a strong buzz last night?
Not actually, it was pretty dead, to be honest. I mean, it wasn't the way it normally is when I normally go.
You know, Brad, it's because the night before. Actually, maybe they didn't know you were coming. Maybe they didn't know that Chizzy was pulling through.
We actually just went out to go shoot a video there, you know.
Sick.
Yeah.
At midnight.
Yeah, basically, we ended up leaving about 4.
Bro, you must have had a posse, because Long Street is not the place I would take camera equipment
when
the sun is down.
Just me and my cameraman. just the 2 of us, man.
Real thug over here from George, exactly.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So, who are you as a musical artist? For those who've never heard your track before, for all those who are about to hear Wavy, who are you and what are you?
Well, basically, I'd like to say that my music, or me as an artist, is always relatable to me as myself, you know? Things that I've been through, things that I'm familiar with, things that I know, you know. I don't like talking about things that I don't know anything about, you know. I can't talk about street life or stuff like that because, like, it's not me. I've never been there, you know what I mean? Basically, I mean, coming up in George, I mean, obviously you're influenced by international artists and stuff like that, and eventually it just became a thing where I was like, you know, I want to do music, man. I actually want to tell my story in my own way, you know. And basically it formulated. Back in 2012, that's when I started recording music. Then it formulated, obviously, you know, when you start out, you're always writing music about whatever other people are writing music about, and then eventually you find yourself, and I found myself about last year or something. Then I just realized, let me stick to my script, what I know, you know, and basically that's how all my music has come about since, you know.
But what is your script? So you're saying you're not writing about the streets, the thug life, that's not what you're into.
Yeah.
What do you write about?
My script, okay, I get this a lot though. People always talking about, you sound like Drake, you know.
That is not a bad thing necessarily.
And also Chizzy Drizzy.
I take it as a compliment, you know what I mean? If you're comparing me to one of the biggest dudes out right now, I mean, that's nothing but a compliment to me. But truthfully, I mean, I speak on things that I'm familiar with, you know, and I came from a small town. Now, when you hit high school at 13 years old, 14 years old, you know what I mean, and people start talking about you. I mean, I was that cute guy with the blue eyes or whatever. the guy driving.
The modesty, eh?
Yeah, the modesty. Yeah, I mean, I'm just being honest.
He's just speaking truth. He's just speaking truth.
You know? Or they're talking about, you know, the guy that drives the nice cars or whatever, you know. And basically, like, I had a name or a buzz in my own city before the music even started, you know. So, I mean, basically, it comes from that. I mean, relationship stuff, you know, obviously women that I've ran through, stuff like that, you know, I stick to it, you know, obviously dilemmas that I go through being with my family or whatever it may be. I try to stick to that as much, but most of the things, like recently now, where I'm sitting at with my current situation in life, I found a lot of snakes, you know what I mean, within my own garden. So it's like, I've been doing some gardening, you know what I mean, just cutting people off, you know, pushing all the negativity out, just pushing positivity. That's all I want, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And now my question is, so that is a lot about the words of the story, but where does the production side come in? Because the cool thing about Wavy is it's really well produced. Is that you? Do you work with local producers, or do you produce all the tracks yourself?
No, actually, I have one producer that's on board, part of the Gator community family. That would be OG Trey. But Wavy actually is me. That was a song that I was just busy playing around with at the time. And where it came from was a place in time where I was feeling, you know, everything was just running smoothly, everything was going well, you know what I mean? And so that's basically where it came from. But production-wise, I always work with OG Trey. He does my vocals, he does my beats. He's basically my 40, if you want to compare me to Drake, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned a couple of times that you're from George, the small town. Do you feel like you have to push harder because you're not based in Cape Town, not based in Johannesburg?
Yeah, definitely. I have to push a lot harder and show that you should know that. You know what I mean? How many emails did I send to you? Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, let's be honest, guys.
And I
But we
even
were waiting
told
for the
him.
right email. We were waiting for the right email.
We were waiting for Wavy because you didn't send that one the first time.
I don't think I did. You know, I was actually holding on to Wavy. I made Wavy months ago. Like, I made Wavy back in like March or something. You
But
know?
it's funny how that happens. Like some of the biggest songs in the world, people don't think we're gonna pop, and then 3 years down the line, they go, "Ah, let me just."
Yeah,
see."
that's basically what happened. I was driving home on a Sunday night and I was just like, you know, I'm gonna release Wavy on Wednesday, and Wednesday being the 25th of July. I was like, I'm gonna release that thing on payday. Because everything's Wavy on payday. You know what I mean?
All right, enough talk. This is dope. People are sending through love on Twitter. This is Chizzy. The track is called Wavy. Let us know how you feel. Is this Drake or is this just Chizzy? We found more hype. Chizzy with Wavy. Does it sound different on the radio?
Yeah, it does actually. I won't lie, it does, eh?
Maybe it's
And-
just the speakers in studio.
Maybe.
And do you still get excited when you hear your songs on radio?
You know, yeah, I have to say yes, I do. Like sometimes it's just like nice to know, like, hey, that's me. How many people know that's me right now? You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, it's a different feeling. You know, I feel like this is something that I was built for. You know, it's a different thrill. It's a whole different view when you get to a pinnacle. You know, like me being here for a kid from George, it's different, man. It's different. I mean, like Sheldon was saying, I mean, it's much different. It's much more difficult for us as small town people to actually get to this point, you know what I mean? And, well, you know.
It's
So-
a small town boy, but your sound is big city.
For real,
I want
thanks,
to
man,
know
thanks, man.
who is the girl that inspired the song. Shout out to her and all of the women who is just like the inspiration for so much of the songs. Yeah, at finding the hype.
You know, for this song, it's my current girlfriend. I'm not going to mention the name now before guys go bombard her Instagram and stuff. You know?
Shout out to you though for like saying it's your current girlfriend, because if you had a current and it was about a former,
Yeah.
not a good time.
Yeah, no, but it's always about her. She inspires me the most, actually, to be honest. It's crazy, I won't lie. Yeah, it's about her.
That's powerful.
It came from a good place. It was my whole team was good. Everything was good when I made that song, you know.
So I want to know now you're feeling like this is what you're going to dedicate your life to, and you're found hype and you're on the radio. Do you feel like you're going to have to move to a city of sorts, a Joburg or a Cape Town as a next step?
Actually, you know what I want to do is my goal is actually to push from George itself. You know what I mean? Because George has talented artists. You know what I mean? But obviously everyone uproots to go to the biggest city because they want to chase the media. They want to get that media coverage. I want to do it from George, build my base from George. So whenever I go anywhere, people's like, yo, we got Chizzy all the way from George. He came up to come be here on this stage today, to be on this radio, whatever, you know. I mean, obviously it means a lot more to me because I love my city, you know what I mean? Everyone's always ripping their own city, so
Exactly.
let me rip mine, you know.
Thank you so much for pulling through from so far. If people want to find you but they're not in George, how do they do that? Online, social media, SoundCloud?
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You know, the handles are all different though. Facebook is facebook.com/Chizzy on Q, all one word, lowercase. Instagram is Kaas, as in like Afrikaans word for cheese. Kaas_official.
That's alright.
And Twitter is GC_Chizzy. You know, or you can just search the hashtag Wavy. You know.
One
Chizzy,
last
thank you so much.
question. Gated community, what is that all about?
Gated Community is actually my record label. It's an independent record label. I started it last year. Basically for the basis of growing my music from my section, from my community, you know what I mean? Yeah, the name kind of just came together because I'm from George, so the G, and then my name is Chizzy, the C, you know.
Perfect
So
sense.
it was just, you know.
Chizzy, thank you so much for pulling
us.
through.
Yeah,
Alright.
I love being in the city of comb overs and
And Honda.
We'll be pumping Wavy one more time later on in the show, and we got one more piece of found hype to show you. Stay tuned.